The HCV approach, it is a conservation approach that was originated in the FSC system and is there for environmental and social values to be maintained. So for certificate holders, they will identify these conservation values, look at the impacts on them and adapt their management practices to protect and maintain those conservation. Since those origins, that was over 20 years ago, it has now become adopted in over 20 certification schemes. A lot within agriculture, so we're familiar with the RSPO, Better Cotton Initiative, some of those really big, well-recognised schemes, but also in aquaculture, carbon schemes, RED Plus. So yeah, there's really quite broad recognition of how this can really functions and provides those environmental and social safeguards. So certification schemes, they'll adopt the HCV approach because they know that there is that provides greater credibility and they're aligning with international best practice. They also know that there is a network and there is guidance that can be drawn upon, and they can draw on the network to develop tailored tools. And they also know that the benefits are there for the certificate holders. It helps them improve their environmental and social management, and that is something that certificate holders want to be able to be demonstrating and communicating to their stakeholders as well. Yeah, challenges and solutions. So one was about the cost, and this is a cost burden, and some of the solutions, that the silver bullets is maybe a payment for ecosystem services, but there are also other cost benefits where we're managing those relationships with communities, and we can avoid negative reputational damage as well. Some of the other challenges are much more about clarification and stakeholder local stakeholder awareness of the benefits of the HCV approach as well. So that's something that it's really important that those local stakeholders have buy-in and also benefit from a certificate holder. And then the technical challenges, doing an assessment, it can be technically burdensome, but there are guidance materials, and again, there's always the need for training and capacity building to help that. Well, there's the network, and for us it's that advocacy, communication and outreach, and that's always a key area of what we want to do, and we need to do more. The other, I think, big area which we see as a solution and we're working on and we want to scale up is the landscape considerations, looking at landscapes, looking at the different land users. They can be within certification, but then you have communities and governments, and how to make the HCV approach be a vehicle for setting those larger scale targets and priorities, how to use that landscape information, whether it be maps, to make it easier for certificate holders to know what to be doing within their certificates, within their management areas, and to be aligned with what other users are doing nearby. So really looking at using more of a risk-based approach within landscapes. The synergies, it's consistency and how we see the HCV approach is. That it's adopted. When it is adopted, it's used consistently, and then we're all speaking the same language. We all understand, the importance. It's not just about environment. There's the social aspect. There's the local communities, and we're giving all of that equal weight and equal importance. Well, the wording, the objective of the HCV approach is to maintain and enhance. So in theory, it's always been a part of the HCV approach. In practice, it really has been about do no damage and maintain as a minimum. But so it's not new necessarily within the concept, but its application is into the restoration sphere is more new. And I think the importance of the value of the HCV approach in the restoration realm is we're talking about ecosystem level landscape landscape or ecosystem level features, and this is what HCVs are. They're not at small scales. Generally speaking, they are at large scale. So how do we use the HCV lens to restore the ecological and social integrity of a landscape, and put prioritization on what is it we want to restore and why, and conservation values is definitely one of them.